Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Stranger Things. This is episode 6 of season 4. Hopefully, guys have been enjoying the series so far. I'd like to thank every single person that obviously has supported this series. If you want to watch the full episode, then the link is in the description. Just click it, put the password in, and enjoy. So, crazy stuff that's been happening. Obviously, the best episode that we've had was when Max nearly died, mate. Honestly, she was levitated in the air. I was just waiting for it. We had the Kate Bush in the background. I'm not sure about you, but ever since that episode, it's just been in my head, mate. You know, that song, I've added it to the playlist, you know. It's so good. Sometimes you watch something and you see it and it's got music playing, and every time you hear it you get associated with that thing now. So just for example, in Bridgerton, when Thank You Next comes on, I'm used to that being on the violin, you know, because I was so like enjoying of the scene that it was played in. And like the Vampire Diaries, we have We Found Love when Dave and Elena was dancing, and now boom, mate, this Kate Bush running up that hill with obviously Max potentially dying, but she didn't die, mate. She somehow survived, and I'm just going to associate all these songs with the different scenarios. And it was so good, honestly. I was so excited for that episode, and so you know, it was so intense. And then obviously we got the last episode where we kind of focused in on 11 a little bit. You know, she was with Dr. Owen. She went down into the facility. She went and met obviously Brennan, and she wasn't really happy about it. She tried to run away. Obviously, when she seen him, she was fuming. She ran away. They grabbed her. They injected her with a serum, and they put her in some sort of like trance. They kitted her up, lay kind of in like a water pool, like she was like floating. She had you know, all the technology on her, and they was kind of like astral projecting her into kind of like in the past, to be honest, you know, when she was sat in the room with the rainbows in there of all the little kids that was playing. And he was saying obviously like, this is what we need to do to help her regain her powers. She was so confused. She kept trying to leave. Every time she moved through another door, it took her back into the same one. And you know, a guy was coming in and he was like, look, class starts at 10. Class starts at 10. And you know, she was panicking. Her mind must have been playing and going all crazy, because on the outside, obviously the machines, it was all going mad, mate. Owens was like, we need to pull them out. Brennan was like, no, we'll keep her in there a little bit longer. Finally they did go and they got her. She tried to escape again. She was running. She got to the exit. The guards come over to grab her. She leant down. She screamed, and boom, mate, it was like a little blast and a little, you know, like sonic boom, and the guards went flying. And that is the first display of her magic that we've obviously seen this season, because obviously all season we've seen her try and cast it and it's not worked. And then that's kind of give her a little bit of faith in Brennan, and he held his hand out and she obviously grabbed it and she like walked back with him. So very interesting. We also had obviously the crew. They went to Victor's house, the one where we actually have seen Vecna, but he is in the upside down, and they went in the present. It was like abandoned. Obviously we went there with Nancy and Dustin and Max and Lucas. They all went in. He was exploring it. He was trying to find what's going on. They obviously like realised that it does have energy sources there. The lights kept flickering here and there, and they ended up going into the attic, and they kind of found like one little bit of area where a light was on. All the torches was playing up, and we seen the camera turn around and it went upside down, and it was Vecna pretty much directly in that spot, but on the upside down. So very intriguing. They kind of found like the core area, and then obviously we ended the episode with Jason. He found Eddie. He was crapping it. He got into a boat. He tried to go into the lake, obviously, to get away from him. Jason and Patrick, one of Jason's mates, got into the lake, started swimming after the boat. As they got so close, when he was about to grab Eddie, Vecna struck, mate. Patrick was possessed. He was lifted out of the water. He was levitating up, and we've seen it. Bone snapping, face going, dropped in, and he's been killed. And obviously, that pretty much confirms Eddie didn't kill Chrissy to Jason. So it's going to be interesting how they react this episode, and I'm really excited to see obviously what we've got for the final few. So thanks for clicking on today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into episode 6 of season 4 of Stranger Things. Jack and Eddie will be here now.
Where was Eddie when that happened?
He was in the boat, like I said.
Who lifted Patrick out the water?
Eddie is a vessel for Satan. He has his powers.
Does he actually think it's Eddie that's done that?
How do you expect to stop the devil if you don't believe he's real?
That's true. That's true. Oh. it's into the present now. Do you know, if you look at that there, it's gone from the upside down and it's actually in Hawkins. It's actually there now. It's got some sort of hold in it.
I can make the pain end. Where's the girl? There's still a chance to redeem yourself, Mr. Wallace.
Checking he actually does not know where she is, because he was just a guard, wasn't he?
You know what happens when someone has a stroke? The blood supply to the brain is cut off. It scrambles the signals in the brain to the point where the mind forget how to do things. When you were attacked last year, I believe that your signals were scrambled in much the same way. Everything that took place in my lab was captured on videotape, but to fully re-experience it. In doing so, I believe we can repair your broken signals. You buried these memories long ago.
When I was in there, I saw something. So much blood.
You have demons in your past. That is why we must proceed carefully.
I'm well interested to see what's going on with her. The police,
County line received a call reporting a homicide out here on the lake.
An 18-year-old senior from Hawkins High, Patrick McKinney, identified a person of interest, Eddie Munson.
so his name's out into the press now.
Can you hear me? Wheeler? Eddie, holy shit, are you okay? Where are you? Skull Rock. Hold tight, we're coming.
Like, literally, once your name's in the press, that's it, mate. It's going to be really hard to clear your name, because you're associated with the deaths, aren't you? Now, if I was him, I know that he's obviously gone on the run again, because he was on the run the first time, and now he's on the run the second time. And he's scared, but stories will match. So if he sat down and explained his side of the story, what he's seen, it would match with Jason's, even though the outcome of Jason believed that it was him being possessed by the devil. Do you know what I mean? But the stories would match. If he said, mate, I was in the boat, Jason was in the water, and Patrick got lifted up and killed, you know, stories will end up matching. And you can't blame Eddie, for example, for being possessed by the devil. Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, that would clear Eddie's name, because Eddie's confirmed a story in a separate place to Jason, so they've not confided with each other. Both said the same thing, both expressed obviously the same actions, and it confirms that Eddie physically didn't harm Patrick, which will confirm that if it's the same deaths as the others, you know, he's kind of getting some sort of alibi going here. So like, being on a run is probably worsened it for him, consistently running away.
Is Susie here?
Ow!
This is my kind of party.
I've been bitten! Ow!
We're looking for Susie.
We are filming.
How many times do I have to tell you? That is not a toy.
He's falling in love.
Another escape. I'm getting father.
Argyle. You are?
Eden.
Like the garden.
Who the heck are you? And what are you doing in my room?
We're Dustin's friends. Yeah, we really need your help.
Oh, these, yeah. Did he survive the plane, didn't they? No scratches.
You said an hour. I underestimated. Any luck with our friend?
Oh, he's not even dead either.
We're out of here. Last chance. Where's the prison?
Yuri will help you for a right price.
There's only one thing you get if you take this deal. You get to live.
You are not killer.
We don't need to kill you. We can
Just leave you.
you here.
Yeah.
Shall we fly out of here, little bird?
You should go east, not north. My warehouse is there. We will need to reach prison by nightfall if you hope to save your friend.
What I would do here with this guy, yeah, is I would take him, I would go all the way until his workshop, I would kit up, get my guns, and then I would attack him, tie him up, leave him there. Do you know what I mean? I won't be trusting him, won't be going nowhere near that prison with him in there. No access to like phones or contacts, nothing. He would be getting tied up in a safer location that he probably could survive. And then I would go on my merry way. I wouldn't trust him at all.
This is it, American. I hope you're ready. Am I dreaming, American?
Innit, what's going on?
Or is this real? Isn't it right, cursed one? You have lost your spirit to live. Что за американца возьмешь? По разговору-то с Ильон, а внутри слабак.
В первый вечер суда
6 мужиков загнали. А ночью их всех посадили в яму. Зверь другого мира.
I wonder what he's just done down there. He's definitely done something.
30 секунд, и все 6. Будем держаться вместе, а? Может, выдержим?
Thin, white skin, no face.
А ты откуда знаешь?
Because I've seen one. You know why they feed captive predators live prey? Because if they don't, the predator gets bored. It needs the thrill of the hunt. Food isn't to make us strong.
Yeah, to make it more juicier, innit, mate, for it.
Full of all the nutrients and protein that a growing monster might need.
What's interesting with that is they're saying that it's for the monster because obviously if it gets bored of like its prey, so to speak, you know, it stops eating. That's why it enjoys the hunt, you know, the live feed, like the live food. But also, maybe the Russians are thinking, do you know what? If we don't constantly keep it occupied, maybe it'll go for us. Do you know what I mean? So that's why we're constantly feeding it and entertaining it and giving it what it wants. Because if it gets bored of them, then we might be next. So they might be looking at it that way.
Which number are you aiming for?
3.
Sometimes it's helpful to take a step away for a moment. Let the mind clear. You remind me of someone I used to know really well. Can you guess who that is?
Oh, number 1.
1? Papa said that he doesn't
exist, I know. Papa doesn't tell the truth. Everything was hard for him. Then, out of nowhere, he walked in here, and it was like something had changed. And I asked him what's different, and he said he had figured it out. Do you remember the day a strange woman came to see you? She was calling a name to you. That was your mother.
Mama is dead.
And who told you that?
And he said Papa lies sometimes, don't he?
And the people here are not what you think.
We should have just told her the truth.
And risk everything.
It is well interesting, mate, what's going on with her.
Where are you going?
Stop whining. Let's go. Come on.
Apparently we're going this way now? I swear to God, if they get us lost.
Everyone Vecna targets has something in their life. Something that's...
Hurting them.
I wasn't there. No.
I disappeared.
No, you didn't. I just didn't look hard enough. But I see you now.
These are well cute, aren't they, mate? I'm all for them too.
God, they're so adorable. I just want to squeeze them, you know?
Innit?
The other day in the library, I mentioned Jonathan. You sort of flinched or winced.
He was supposed to be here for the break, and then he backed out at the last minute. And now I can't find out why, because apparently he's blown up his family's house phone or something.
Seems like a perfectly reasonable reason to flinch, wince, or something.
Go, Rock. In your face, man. In your stupid, cocky little face.
Jesus, we thought you were a goner.
Yeah, me too, man.
I understand you all are upset, but I promise you, we will find him.
Look, I don't know about the rest of you, but I can't bear to listen to any more excuses. Last night I saw things I can't explain. These murders are ritualistic sacrifices. He's the leader of one of these cults. People, they say our town is cursed. They just don't know why. Now we do. They call themselves Hellfire. And now this cult is protecting its leader, Eddie. Let us cast out this evil and save Hawkins together.
You heard the kid?
I thought he was going to walk off then, but I thought his speech was good.
Anyone interfering with this investigation will be arrested.
So, do you know what, right? I thought he was going to go in there and say some, like, crazy stuff. Well, like, oh, I seen him levitating and all that, and the devil's here, he's possessed him, but he kind of, like, referenced it, but didn't go too far. Once you start going down that avenue, do you know what I mean? People start to, like, doze off, and people start to think, oh, he's a bit crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like, he just kind of, like, briefly mentioned it, that, like, all this crazy supernatural stuff's been happening. And it's not just now, it's in the past as well. All this stuff that's gone on, you know, we've kind of, like, pushed it aside and blamed it on certain things, but it's one thing, you know, supernatural, the devil, etc. And he actually is really good at speeches. I think this is his second or third one that he's done in this show, and he's actually really good. If he was there, and obviously he was like 50-50 trying to figure out what to do and like what's going on, and then you got someone like him coming in and rallying you and motivate you and get you ready to go, and they're all going out there and trying to find it now. So again, I thought it's interesting, but at least the Hellfire Club's parents know that they're not involved, and it's going to obviously be interesting to see how they react compared to obviously the people of Hawkins.
I dial into this computer and find a location,
And at this location is Nina Project.
Exactly. For Dustin. It's for Dustin's birthday, actually, which is,
In 2 months, 3 days, and 5 hours. After changing Dusty's grade, I was racked with the most awful guilt. Not only was I breaking the law, I was dating an agnostic. After learning the terrible truth, he confiscated my computer.
They're just gonna go and rob it.
There might be a way, but we're gonna need help.
When I got to the shore, I tried calling you guys, but my walkie was busted, man.
One step closer, we know how Vecna attacks.
and where he attacks from. I say we chop his head off.
Yeah, I'd say all
Chop
of the
his head
above,
off,
but we
mate.
can't
I'd
do
go
any
for
of
it.
that until we find a way into the Upside Down.
Boom! I was right.
They sent a compass for that.
When we left the Wheelers.
Yeah.
It was correct when we got in the car on Curly, but it started to slip the further east we went. Lucas, do you remember what can affect a compass?
An electromagnetic field.
We're nowhere near the lab.
That's well smart.
Somehow, there's another gate. Steel capsule might be the key to saving both Max and Eddie.
Go for it, mate. Literally.
I say you're asking me to follow you into Mordor. It's a really bad idea. The Shire is burning, so Mordor it is.
The compass, which is obviously like helping him in this situation, think that there is going to be another gateway, which there is. We know there is, clearly, because we've seen Vecna attack that fish early on at the start of the episode. So there is a second gate, much smaller, but just this little compass here that he's holding in his hand has brought that like scenario to life. It's madness.
The rules of the game are quite simple. Stay in your circle. I don't want you to approach this any differently than one of our tests. Now, begin.
Oh, they've got to force each other kind of out of it. Do you reckon this guy's like an inside man, like a manipulator? Do you know what I mean?
He had found his strength in a memory from his past, something that made him sad.
It looks like we have a new winner.
You see that gray steeple over there? That is Yuri's warehouse.
It looks like the exact same location that Hopper was in.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, not in a church. Prison is here. Oh, you just expect to knock. Oh, hello, let me in. I'm friendly American with a big beard. You were planning to turn us over to the warden today. It's hard to turn over prisoners when I'm a prisoner myself.
You're gonna be Murray.
It's a silent role.
Pretty good, that, actually. So he doesn't know who he looks like, actually, so he's going to obviously pretend to be him. But Joyce is still going to be a prisoner, though. You know, like, she's walking into the lion's den, so to speak, herself, isn't she? Murray can actually get away if things go south. You know, he could take some money and go. Obviously, that's not his plan. He's here to obviously save Joyce if she gets taken and Jim. But she's taking all the risk there. But it's interesting, you know. It's going to be exciting now when we go inside, because this monster, I'm assuming, is going to be a totally different monster to Vecna. That's what I'm assuming, which will be exciting, because then we'll have two sort of like enemies, threats, you know, like something that we've got to fight against. And it's totally different to the story that's going on in Hawkins, which does excite me, because obviously he's got his own story going on this side. Well, they have, don't they, mate? You know, Murray, Joyce and Jim have got a total different story to what's going on in Hawkins with the rest of them. So again, I'm actually really interested in both of them.
I tell them the truth. You feed their delusion. Not delusions, hope. I believe we can fight. Mikhail, your son, is he slow? Is he stupid? Well, he's very smart.
Smart. They're creating a diversion. Diversion, mate. Attack the guards, get the guns, go. Yo, why are the rest of them not fighting?
We call it a demogorgon. I don't know how they got it here, what the hell they're doing. Except it has one weakness. Fire. Some fuel.
Ah, petrol bomb,
I need
mate.
something to light it with. You asked me if it was worth it. Answer your
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
Cornelius?
Away, you moody rogue! Away!
What's happening now?
I'm running the IP through a geolocation software, basically a form of data mining.
Incredible. Just incredible. And Father, your terror. Look genuine.
Hi, Father. You look like you need a nap.
Dustin's right. You're a certified genius.
Bunch of angry armed vigilantes are out hunting kids, openly defying us, and you want me to stay calm?
Found their station wagon hidden up by Skull Rock. No sign of them, though.
Skull Rock? Yeah. Isn't that a makeout spot? And it's also a stone's throw from Lover's Lake.
Something's happening.
He's loving it. Look at him.
You slow down. I thought these woods were familiar.
Lover's Lake.
There's a gate in Lover's Lake. Whenever the Demogorgon attacked, it always left an opening. Okay, you guys stay here with Max. Keep an eye out for trouble.
Bedtime at 9, kiddos.
Oh, that was the guy that spoken to her. So he fed her some info, and now he's obviously been like attacked because of it. He's going to be in there. Cameras are turned off. It looks like and there's no red light.
See you later.
Something must have happened to the power.
This guy though, he's a soul loser, isn't he, mate?
Tell Papa we did this. We will kill you.
Mate, it's interesting. Just I love it when it shows both sides.
Okay, easy, deep breath.
I killed them tonight, Papa.
Deserved it though, didn't they? Let's be honest. Soul losers tried to attack you, you attack them. You know, the better one won, so to speak. I mean, like I said, I absolutely love it when it goes into the camera, into the glass, and we see like a younger version of Millie. Like honestly, it's well sick. It's just good. Like I don't know if it's a direct copy from the first season, the second season, wherever it was. But it just looks good. I just love it how it like shows her and then the mirror and then her in the mirror. It just like it's just really good editing. And again, it's interesting. They were trying to, like he said before, when somebody has like a stroke, the blood flow is kind of like blocked towards the brain, so it stops them like struggling like breathing and like, you know, like using all of the functions, so to speak. And that's what he believes happened to her. He believes that when she was attacked, etc., like she lost some sort of communication, some sort of like impulse spark that can obviously trigger in her mind, and that's what they're here to do, to help and to obviously like reconnect that, like the circuit. You know, they're here to fix it so the circuit can flow again, the electrical currents, and she can be strong. But getting her to regain like this memory, so to speak, that she's been suppressing for so long, is it going to be a benefit or is it going to be a negative for her? Because you can see here she's upset and she's suppressed it for ages. Who knows how, like you say, it can impact her.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Slow down, guys.
Spinning all over, look.
Come on, guys, talk to me. What's going on?
Dustin, your compass has gone from wonky to wonky with a capital.
Somebody's got to go down there and check this thing out. When Steve gets so hairy, right? I keep telling him he needs to stay in that jungle, but he claims to let you dig it. What?
You guys realize there's a gate down there? It's technically a water gate.
Would it not have some sort of glow? Yeah, I'm going to say glow. Oh, the police are there now as well.
Shit, down.
He's getting dragged down.
Dustin, you're a goddamn Einstein. Steve found the gate. Stay with me.
Hey, officers! Over here, I found the killer. This way!
Oh, Steve, man. He's not dead though. They're all going in. They're all going in. I mean, I like the commitment, mate, to go in. They know that it could be instant death and they're still going for it. Wow. Whoa, mate. What an interesting way to end the episode. So, obviously, we had Max potentially dying, you know, that had us all like, what? I felt like it was a big send-off when Max was doing it as well. You know, she's writing the letters, she's handing them out, she's going to her mum. I felt like maybe that could happen. And then I thought, maybe that's it, mate. The deaths are done because obviously she survived. But I thought that was the tease. We're not going to get somebody. And then boom, mate. Steve, who would have thought, like him, could be potentially dead. No, we don't know that he is going to die, but he's getting picked off, mate. You know, what are they? Bats? Look like little dragons coming on with a tail. One strangling him, the other two are eating him, like biting his sides. And do you know what I like, right? The fact that Nancy and Robin, yeah. And you know what? Again, you got to say, Eddie, even though he's scared of going in, they've all dived into that water. Do you know what I mean? Like, they know that Vecna's probably down there. You know, he's gone down, he's had a look, he's come up, he said, I found it, it's there. And then boom, he's been dragged under. And like, yeah, they're scared, but they've all gone in. They've all risked their own life to go in to hopefully try and save him. But again, you got to respect it because they know that that's possible death and they're still going in there anyway to try to save the mate. So I do like it. Now, it's interesting because all he had to do is kind of like go in the opening, so to speak, the portal, the hole, I don't know what you'd call it, and then he just popped out on the other side. It was okay. So he was like full of water, and then he just crossed the path, and then he was up, and he was like not dry, but he was in a different world. So like, if they as well swim down to the redness and go in and out, they'll be in the same location as him, and hopefully they can run over and defeat those monster things that have got him there, because he looks like he was fighting a losing battle there, mate. Literally, he looked like he was losing that bit. We didn't see Vecna here in that scenario, but we definitely seen these like little minions or monsters or whatever is doing a number on him. But again, it's good to see as well, yeah, that we've had a mention of Demogorgon. Do you know what I mean? So like, we had Jim, and he was in that, obviously, in the prison with the guard. He was fighting them. They've all been for a meal. One of them was saying, look, mate, you know, I've seen a bunch of guys come in here before. They've all, you know, come in, come out, greasy faces, loving it, enjoying themselves. And then they got thrown in down here with the monster. And obviously, they all died. Now, they were saying one thing to try and defeat it, see if, you know, like, you're trying to strengthen them up, feed them to strengthen them up, to see how much it can take. And then, obviously, he's countered it by saying he's seen it before. He knows the Demogorgon, he's faced one. And, like, they're not sending it in there to see how much you can defeat it. Basically, they're sending you in there as live prey. And if you don't give them something to toy around and play with, it gets bored with the food, it doesn't eat it. And later on, it'll start attacking you, you know, it'll try and break out. And he's obviously come out, he's had a fight, he's snatched a lighter, he's snatched a bit of vodka as well from that meal, and he's explained that, look, mate, you know, there's only one way to defeat a Demogorgon, and that is with fire. And what better way than getting this lighter and getting this alcohol? They can create like a little petrol bomb, mate, and throw it at it. So, again, I'm liking that story on that side, you know, totally different story to what's going on here with Vecna, but again, it's really exciting because I'm actually invested in both. Okay, so that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Very interesting ending. Did not expect it, but I'm excited for it, honestly. So we've got Steve there being attacked. We've got Nancy, Robin, and, you know, we've got Eddie going down to obviously try and get him. They found the opening. They found the portal into the world where Vecna is obviously coming and attacking. Now, what's interesting is obviously Dustin. We've got Dustin, Lucas, and Max. They're on the bank out there. They've been kind of captured by the police officers. They know that they're kind of part of the people that are protecting Eddie. And Jason's come in, he's done a big, massive speech, hasn't he, in front of the whole like Hawkins community, and saying that the Hellfire Club, they're the ones that are involved with the deaths as well. Now, what's interesting is the parents, I thought they might have been on their side, i.e. like Dustin and Lucas and Max's, and knowing that there's no chance that they're involved in any of the deaths. And that still might be the case, but they did ring the police thinking that maybe they was in cahoots with Eddie and they was helping him. So again, that's really interesting. We also had, like I said, the storyline going on there with Jim. Now, Joyce and Murray, they've gone to try and rescue him again. They did survive the plane crash. He said that he searched around. There's pretty much nowhere to go. They give Yuri an option, mate. He's like, look, you either come with us, you take the deal, which is no money, and just live, or we just leave you tied to a tree here. There's bears in these woods. We've seen the tracks. They'll come in, they'll kill you. Pretty much you choose life or death. That is it. No money. And he's like, well, my workshop's like 2 miles that way. Go in there, you know, we've got guns, we've got supplies, and obviously that is the same location that they did send Jim. You know, he went in there, got the peanut butter, he was eating it. That is when the guards come in and obviously arrested him. Same place, mate. They went in, the peanut butter was there. He said, he mentioned it, you know, because somebody's come straight in, come from my peanut butter, told you it was popular. Maury was like, well, what about the guns, mate? You told us you had them. Where are they? He's shown him, mate. He's opened it. He's got a stash, loads of weapons. They come up with a plan that we are actually going to go to this prison. Yes, it might be the most secure prison in all of the motherland, and we probably will die. But you promised the warden that 2 American prisoners will be coming here today. Now, Joyce is going to be taken in, you're going to be taken, you're going to be me, I'm going to be you. He doesn't understand. Don't worry about it, mate. He's going to be silent, tied him up and put a thing over his mouth. So again, next episode is going to be intriguing, mate, because they're going to go over, they're going to hand Yuri, they're going to hand Joyce over, and Murray's going to pretend that he's Yuri and see, obviously, if they can break Joyce out on the inside and see if they can get Hopper out as well. But the Demogorgon's there, and you know, I like that we've referenced that, because that is another supernatural force that they're going to have to deal with. Now, it's interesting that the Russians have still got it tied up and like locked down, and are they trying to defeat it, or are they just trying to suppress it and hope that obviously it don't come after them, so to speak? They're just trying to like ease it and please it so that it doesn't become like an issue for him. And then, like I said, we'll finish off with 11. She's doing still doing all these tests. She's still in kind of like a simulation, going back through old memories. You know, we have Brennan there. He was showing us some videotape saying that everything that happens in this facility is recorded, and he's showing her the one that she was sat down and she's getting like the lights blinking around, and then they've obviously laid down back into that pool with the memories, and we've gone kind of back. And we've seen some interesting scenarios. You know, they was there, they was testing out the power. She kind of like beat 5 in like a test, and then him and his crew come and have attacked her, and obviously like taken her out. The cameras was off. He was saying, tell Brennan, and then we'll come, we'll actually kill you. Now, what's interesting is I don't know the guy's name, but there's a guy that's working there that fed her some information. He said that Brennan is not always what you think. The people here in this facility, they might think that they're helping you, but they don't always tell the truth. Then later on in the episode, we seen him, mate, getting like zapped, you know, electrocuted or whatever, beaten up by Brennan and the other people there and dragged out, and she's seen that. And then, you know, she's woke up. Well, not woke up, actually. You know, like I said, she had that encounter with 5, and then she had like a flash, and she seen herself in the mirror as a younger self, full of blood. Then she was full of blood. She's seen all the dead bodies. Then she woke back up into the present, and she was saying, I remember now. You know, I remember I killed everybody. You know, it was me that caused all that damage. And then, you know, he's saying, it's okay. You know, everything will be all right. So, really, really interesting. Obviously, she's slowly regaining her memories / powers, but I don't know how the long-term effects, you know, like what's that going to have on her. Like I say, if she suppressed this for so long, it could maybe have a negative, but we did see her use powers last episode, which we haven't seen for the rest of the season, so to speak. So it is working, even if it is emotionally, you know, getting to her mind. So really interesting, loads of storylines going on. Can't wait to find out the next episode. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. If you do, please smash like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.